Hello everybody, welcome back to another Expeditions Guide. Today we're taking a look at Hollywood Pales in Contrast, an expedition in the Wahweap Bay. This is a really cool one because unlike a lot of the expeditions where you're driving from place to place, this one involves using the drone to hit some waypoints, something that we haven't really seen much since Little Colorado. So let me show you where we're going here. So we're going to be following the path all the way over to the far side of the map, and we got a cluster of drone points here and a cluster of drone points over here, and that's basically just going to be what we're doing, flying over there, hitting the drone points. So for this expedition, you do need to have an operator with you in order to start the expedition, and a vehicle. So I have decided to run with the Scout 800 for this one, and I'm going to show you guys how it's done. So I do have a set of anchors with me that I will be using strategically and for emergency purposes, and I'll show you how when we get to the location where we'll be using some anchors. So starting off, we're going to be leaving the eastern outpost here and making our way over to the spiral that goes around the outside of the base. We're going to drive over to these rocks and make our way down and up, and then over this rock as well. Go around these cacti and stay to the left here so we don't fall into that chasm. And then from here we're going to go right across the swamp area. It's a little muddy here, but it's really not too terrible. Be able to just scoot right across this. Oh, there we go. Alright. Once we make it over here, we're going to make our way over to these rocks and scale down the rocks here. Nice and slowly, I might add, so we don't tip over. And we're going to try to avoid that big boulder on the left there. So we make our way all the way down here. And we're going to get pointed around to the left here. And we're going to make our way into this little rock chasm here. It's going to kind of just slowly roll down, right down into it, and drive out the other side. From here, we're going to follow the path that goes along this ridge. And once we make it over here, we're going to turn to the right and use this path here to get down to the next lower level. Once we get down, we're going to make our way to the left here. Cross up using this little ramp. And we're going to drive right on over to the edge here. Right here. And from here, we're going to stop, and I'm going to put an anchor behind us. Right there. And we're going to hook onto that, and we're going to start driving forward, releasing the slack in the winch as we go. Grabbed on... That grabbed with the side of the truck instead of the back of the truck. That's what I want. There we go. There we go. Now we can go. And sometimes that quick winch doesn't necessarily do what you want to do. It just kind of does what it wants to do. Alright, well there we go. Unfortunately, the angle kind of tipped us a little bit, but the premise is the same. The reason I go down here is because of that situation right there. Sometimes scaling down the rocks can get a little out of hand, and there's plenty of trees there to kind of right the ship, if you will, if things kind of get out of hand. But that's a good spot to kind of grapple down the hill there. It is, you know, one of the most efficient ways to get down there that I have found. So I like to use it a lot. So we're going to go ahead and make our way down to the river here. We're going to kind of follow this path and then go to the left here in between these two rocks. Make our way down past these tree stumps. And that is going to get us right on the river shore here. Now, once we make it over here, we're going to go ahead and cross over to the right side of this rock. And we're going to use this little land bridge to get across the river here. Once we get over to the other side, we're going to go up the shoreline a little bit here. Being extra careful because there is a relatively steep drop off here if you get too far into the water. And from here, we're going to use this little slope here to climb up to the island hilltop. We're going to go ahead and climb all the way to the top here. Once we're at the top, we're going to make our way over to this cluster of trees. Once we get to these trees, we're going to make our way down. Right through the trees here and around the backside. That's going to get us all the way up here where we can use this ramp to get down. Climb over these rocks. I'm going to go right around this tree on the left side here. And then we're going to get right down into the water here. And we're going to go ahead and just follow this little river inlet between these islands. Just going to follow this all the way over. It's really not super muddy here, which makes it great. You can get through here with just about any vehicle. And going through the river, you don't really have the up and down, the trip, or the tip hazards as much going up there. Alright, once we get over here, we're going to climb on up into the center island here. We get right up through the middle of it, around this tree, and then down, and we're going to cross over to the next island. And we're just going to cut right through the middle of this island. And here we're going to cross over to the third and final island here. And it might be like the fifth island. I lost count of the islands. We crossed through so many islands here. I'm stuck on this tree now. That's alright. Alright, so we're going to go around this tree. And here we are, going to cross right on over to the mainland. And once we get onto the mainland, we're going to go to the left here past these trees. And from here, we're going to just hug this ridge. But we're going to go nice and slow here because we don't want to get caught on the trees. And we don't want to necessarily fall off the ridge either. So we're just going to go nice and slow there. And here, we're going to stay up on the right side of this ridge here. Just climb up onto this. And then make your way down. Alright, once we make it over here, we're going to stay to the right side of this crack in the ground here. We're going to drive right around that. Make our way up over here. And we're going to rejoin with the path. And what's really handy about using a vehicle like the Scout 800 is I can go right down here. We're just going to go around this tree. And I can actually just drive right up onto this bridge here without having to anchor myself down, going over the little bridge there. So we're going to go ahead and drive all the way up here. Once we get up here, we're going to go to the left and go around these trees. And we're going to go across this rock bridge here. And then follow this path to the right. And that is going to get us into the middle of this little canyon with a tree. So we're going to drive right on over into the middle of it here. Alright, so I'm going to shut the engine off, and these points, we just need to fly the drone around to them. So we're going to start on the left side here. There we go, we got that one. Fly right on over to this one right here. Basically, all you're doing is positioning your drone kind of right over it and then dropping down. There we go. The next one is right above us here. There we go, and we got one more here. That is right there. Did we get it? I think we got it. Alright, we're good. So, now that we got those points taken care of, we're going to head back the way we came, and we're going to go ahead and make our way over to the next set of drone waypoints. These next set are pretty easy to get to. We've already traveled the majority of the distance just getting over here. So it's pretty easy. Get over those next set of points and I'll show you how to get there. So we're going to go back across the rock bridge here. And we're going to reconvene with the main path here. And we're just going to go ahead and follow this for a while. You can see there's kind of some trail tracks on the ground here. Just going to follow these. That's going to take us across these rocks here. And we're just going to stick with the trail tracks, go around these rocks. This is the part that gets kind of tricky. There's going to be a big crack in the ground that we're going to kind of go down and climb up. Probably looks scarier than it actually is, but it's not too bad. And here we're going to go around these trees and back to the path. And once more, we're going to go to the right side here just to go around all those dead branches. Go right over these rocks here. And this is the part where we deviate from the path just a little bit here. As you can see, there's a massive crack there. So we're going to go off to the left side here. Just kind of cross over in this little flat area here. And we're going to go to the left side, go around these rocks. That's going to get us back onto the path for just a moment. We're going to go around these rocks and make our way to the right. As we are heading down to the river shore, right over there. We're going to head this way, go around these rocks, and head down to the left and make our way down to the river. And we're going to go ahead and just jump right into the water. And we're going to kind of island hop, make our way over. All right, close enough. It's close enough. All right, so now we're going to take out the drone, and just like before, we're going to drive right on over to these waypoints. We got 3 of them to get here. Go. The drone controls aren't perfect. It kind of... It's very drifty sometimes. Very good for precise flying. But there we go. There you have it. That is Hollywood Pales in Contrast complete. Complete with a truck that is taking a little bit of a nap here. So yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this guide. This unlocks the Emergency Reserve M for the Tatra 805. So let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.